All right. Look, we're both wearing our gay little outfits.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I had on a pair of like salmon colored Land's End pants that I got at like the thrift store that I'm like between that and like a primary color snapback that's like the different panels are different colors. I'm just like, I'm just gonna be real gay today. So
As you
and
should be.
someone did what someone was at work. They're just like, oh, I like your outfit, happy pride. And I'm like, that's right.
Yeah.
Possibly straight lady, happy pride to you.
I love that.
I know.
Anyway, here we are, looking gay and ready to
Real
tell
gay.
people how to live their lives in the silliest, least consequential way possible. So,
Yay. My favorite.
okay, so hello and welcome to our annual advice episode. We do these every Pride, and as of last year, we do low stakes. What do we this time with levity? That's the word. We're doing fun advice where people ask us unserious questions as if they are serious ones, and we answer as if they are serious ones. And it's a really great time. And you guys sent us some really lovely questions this year. So
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah, and if you're interested in us answering serious questions about your sexuality and gender, go back through our archives. But
I
if
honestly
you,
think that we have addressed every type of question.
I know.
All right. So, as to our this time with levity advice questions, we're going to get right into it. So, first question this year, this episode. I am writing for naming advice. I just turned 40, and for my birthday, my partner had a dear old friend make me a beautiful knife by hand. There's
Whoa.
asterisks.
The dream.
Did you know people can make knives by hand? Unreal.
I've seen classes for this for knife making, metal working, and you can like you can carve a hand like the handle. You can make a deer antler handle. The sheath is made of leather. Yes, I'm aware. That's why I'm like, oh, that's so fun. That's so cool.
Just for the record, that's in the question. That wasn't me. Or that. So, yes. Okay. It is glorious. Photos attached, which I will both be putting in the show notes, listeners, so you can all look at them. If you're listening on Patreon, it's in the Patreon post, but also in your email. So, and Jesse, I will be texting them to you momentarily.
Hell yeah.
A wooden handle sealed with blue resin, a brass ring on the grip for my index finger, a piratey shaped blade embossed with a compass pointing north, my chosen last name, borrowed from my maternal grandmother. I legally changed it a few years ago for various reasons. I think the knife needs a name. It feels like an heirloom, something that will be passed down over generations, though I don't have kids, it will have to be bequeathed to someone special. I want it to have a name that gives it a sense of gravity, maybe something referencing a rad historical person or movement, or go a little more fun and name it for a character from Next Generation or His Dark Materials. Something simple and descriptive. I'm hoping for a name that sounds capital C cool and capital I important, and that I can say casually around the house, but also could carry the weight of an earnest by Grabthar's hammer type proclamation. You can see that I'm flailing. I would be eternally grateful if you could help me find a suitable name for this knife. Thank you. Signed, Wielder of the Unnamed.
Wow, this is such an excellent question. Holy shit.
I know. So allow me to send you these images, Jesse, from my, as we just established off air, only folder on my computer, the downloads folder. Sent.
Hell yeah. Oh, wow. Whoa, that is so beautiful. Do you want to go first or should I go first?
You have to go first because I read it. That's how it
Oh,
works.
you're right. I feel like my first instinct is sort of a nautical theme. I feel like True North, maybe, or like.
I don't want to interrupt your process, and I know I just said you had to go first, but I do feel like I have the only answer to this, and once I say it, you're going to be like, oh, we're done.
Okay.
So we can keep talking once I do this. But okay, so like I'm reading it and I'm like, all right, knife and like fandoms, like obviously Faith comes up and like Jim Jimenez comes up. And then I open the files and I see the knife and I'm like, Serafina Pekkala.
Oh wow, yeah, that is so good.
The pine trees, the compass, the fact that this person acknowledges that they're into his dark materials, like that knife is named Serafina Pekkala.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope, that is better than anything that I was like thinking in my brain. So,
Great. So you have actually only one option, listener. If you don't choose it, don't tell us because we'll have to tell you that you were wrong, that you made a bad call.
I mean, I guess side note, I feel like Lake Superior is the premier haunted lake of all of the Great Lakes. I think are also good. I was like Moranis Trench. I'm like Superior's Wrath, like whatever. So a lot of nautical themes, you know. But you know, you're right. Serafina Pekkala is clearly the winner of this.
And I probably said this during one of our His Dark Materials episodes, but I have to point out anytime I'm given the opportunity that Serafina Pekkala has the same rhythm to it as Alexander Hamilton, which means that you can now make up songs about your knife to the tune of Alexander Hamilton. Her name is Serafina Pekkala. Go. So, like, unlocked creative future for you and your knife. Just say.
Yeah. Yeah, I am very stoked for you, letter writer.
Yeah, okay, so we nailed that one.
Yes, totally. Even if I'm like, oh, I feel kind of bad and having not looked at any of these questions.
It's all right. Here we go. The next one will be read by you, and I am texting it to you right now.
All right. I am moving to Chicago in August when I start my PhD and have a deep conundrum. How do I make sure my new home communicates to all who enter my space that this is a queer space? I want my home to be welcoming and homely and almost threateningly gay. I want the decor to say to queer folks, you are seen and welcome here, and to straight folks, be on your best behavior. I have glitter and I'm not afraid to use it. At my current apartment, I currently have one large pride flag framed in string lights that hangs behind our TV in the main living space. I'd be happy to do something similar, but my new space will have a less open concept, and I don't want to have to buy a pride flag for every room and part because that seems to be pretty tacky, and I don't want to buy more polyester than necessary. Trying to be more sustainable and all that. Also, because I'm moving to Chicago, my rent will be more than double what it is now, so my budget for decorating will be somewhat limited. I would love any advice you have for creating a home that is relentlessly gay. Thanks, some clever queer eye quip, which I love.
I know, I love that too. And honestly, sorry, I just made my nose ring not pointing down, which I feel like is going to become a fucking thing that needs to go on the bingo card now that we're doing video. Is like Lark freaks out because his nose ring isn't symmetrical. I love that because like early on in this question, obviously question mark, that the episode of Queer Eye where Bobby just like fundamentally failed to understand what young queer people's houses are supposed to look like was really immediately coming to mind for me. Which I just think is really funny. Okay. I have a lot of thoughts. One is having your home welcoming, homely, and threateningly gay does not actually have to mean that, like, the things that you're looking at are, you know, screaming gay. Like, queer is a whole aesthetic. There's nothing in my so like nothing in my like living room, like when you walk into my house, is like rainbow or like, you know, I was gonna be like explicitly queer. There is like a art print of like someone in drag that's quite large, but you have to like look at it to see that's what you're looking at. But there's a large framed velvet unicorn on the wall and like a taxidermied peccary head wearing a fascinator and pearls. Like, queer can be just like the whole vibe of the space. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a pride flag. It can be just like, what does all of your stuff together say? That said, you have a pride flag and string lights that presumably you're bringing with you. So, like, yeah, put that in your main space. I love that it's framed in string lights. I think that's really cute. Money being tight did make me think about. So, I'll put also in the show notes, or like in the episode posting, I have on a wall in my office, like, I'll text it to you too, Jesse, so that we can all be looking at the same thing together while I talk about it.
Okay, cute.
So, yeah, so I have on the wall in my office, like, basically I got like copper nails, so the nail itself is cute, and then copper wire, and ran it between the nails, and then because I'm me, I made little holders. But I think most people for things like this would just use like mini clothespins, which is fine too. Like, it's just three above each, like three stacked, and on each one is just postcards. So like each of those things cost $5 in like a museum gift shop or wherever I got them, which the vibe is very queer, even though only one of those things is like explicitly queer, the little like queer and feral raccoon print that. But that's like a really good way, like, a, if you can't afford frames, even though those are very affordable at thrift stores most of the time, but if you can't afford or don't have access to, for whatever reason, frames, this is a really good way to display art, and also a way to like have a lot of small art displayed, taking up a larger amount of space. So like, I do really encourage, a, even if you're renting, don't be afraid to put holes in the walls. You can fix those.
Yeah. All right. I feel like this question is really just perfect for me. Me and my wife are maximalists. We have maybe too much stuff, honestly. But I would say 85% of the shit that we own is thrift stores, estate sales, Craigslist finds, Facebook Marketbook finds. Like, especially since you're moving to Chicago. I don't know if you've lived in a bigger city before, but people are always selling and giving away shit all of the time. So, Chicago, I just looked this up. I think there's like at least 1 to 2 creative reuse stores in Chicago. So they get donations of recycled or used like craft supplies and other things so you can make art out of, and not, these things won't go into a landfill. So if you're crafty, you can be getting thrift store frames and spray painting them hot pink and putting like postcards in them. You could, get a little shelf and put a bunch of funny thrifted knickknacks. The amount of vintage cat knickknacks that I have is honestly too much. If I told you the number of them that I had in my house. I have a potted plant that has a $10 pink flamingo, lawn pink flamingo in it because I love flamingos, and also John Waters, So whatever sort of queer you are, if you're an arty queer, do you love a velvet texture? Do you love like queer art? Do you like plants? Like, there's definitely ways of either making, reusing, or just sort of slowly collecting items to sort of build your kind of aggressively queer home. And I feel like I also want to say that like maximalism is very queer, like mixed colors, and especially with art prints, like, yeah, you can buy like postcards from queer artists. You could go to like craft shows and like get stuff and like, right, put on your wall, a gallery wall, a very easy thing to create. And then not only are you supporting your local queer bookstore, queer artists, then you like have a bunch of cute shit like in your house.
I
You
feel
could look
like
for
the summary of what we're both saying is like you are queer, and therefore, if you like the things that you're putting up in your house will be relentlessly queer.
yeah,
Like, you don't necessarily need to go into it being like, does this scream gay so much as does this scream me,
yeah,
like my vibe, because you being you, your aesthetic is going to communicate that to the people who come into your home. Yes?
yeah, yes. Also, the weirder the better. I feel like is always very queer. Like yeah, and yeah, again, a gay home is a queer home is a home that has queer people in it. You know, and
Yeah.
so that will be aggressively queer. But yeah, eclectic art, queer art, vintage mix of vintage and new, and colors and patterns are often very aggressively queer because especially now the trend is like all beige. It's all very beige minimalist, and you're just like, ugh. Honestly, letter writer, watch a bunch of like apartment tours by that have queer people in them, and some of that shit is really expensive, but some of that shit is just like I've been building this for like 10 years, you know?
Yep.
Here are my velvet curtains and my bust of a like shirtless dude, you know?
Yep. Yep. Exactly.
So, yeah, hopefully that helps. And yeah, again, a big city is a great place to decorate on budget because everyone just has so much more stuff.
I think we nailed it. Okay. Next question. Hi, Lark and Jesse. I have a very pressing question. I grew up in the 80s when stickers were precious, and as a result, I have commitment issues when it comes to sticking them. I'm in your sticker club, and I am mostly able to stick them in my bullet journal. That way, I get to enjoy them throughout the year. My problem is this. I love, love, love the sensitive plant sticker, black and white stripy flower pot, colorful tentacle plant, so much that I simply cannot stick it, especially not in a 1 year journal. My first thought was of my beloved Venus flytrap plant, but it's just in a plain green plastic pot that is not worthy of the sticker. Plus, it's outside for half the year. Parentheses. You can't put a carnivorous plant in a ceramic pot because it has to be non-porous. They are very sensitive plants. Where should I stick the sticker? And or how do I make the plastic pot more worthy and protected from the elements? Anxiously waiting your advice on this very sticky situation.
Oh my God. I love this as also someone who has a envelope full of stickers I don't put anywhere. Here,
You guys.
here are my two suggestions. Number one, you can buy like like a sheet of magnet, and so you could stick the sticker on the magnet. You could get an X-Acto knife if you want to be real delicate. If not, just put a square or a circle, and then you could magnet it anywhere you want. Alternatively, if you ever get greeting cards that are on really nice paper, you could cut it up and put the sticker on the blank side and like frame it in a tiny frame or put it up, and then it's an art piece. It's a collage. So, you know, those are sort of my two how to have more permanent sticker viewing slash getting over the like, but I need to save it for something special.
I do think that's part of what's special about stickers is their like inherent ephemeral existence in our lives. Like stickers are very a use the nice china every day thing. Like what is the point of having something that you love if you aren't engaging with it? You might die tomorrow. Like
That's true.
stick the sticker. But as the person who drew that sticker, can I just say, I am so honored. Also, if you got that when it was the original Sticker Club sticker, that means you have been in our sticker club for like 6 years, which is so flattering. And I am just beyond Honored. The magnet thing was one of the suggestions that I was going to make. So I definitely think that's one of your options. It's a good option. I love the frame option too. Very great idea. Specifically for your plant, I do feel like everyone in the world who's not in the US has all of their plants in a plastic pot that you put inside what we put our pots straight in, which is a decorative pot everywhere else in the world. So your carnivorous plant, its official pot would not be that plastic pot. It would be the ceramic pot that plastic pot slots into. So if you do want it to go there, I would just say you get a decorative pot for the outside pot for your plant.
And it's been a long time since we mentioned this, but the stickers we get from Sticker Ninja are like really durable. Like you could put on a mug and like wash it a bajillion times, like,
yeah.
And then you have a official mug from us.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. No, they are extremely, extremely sturdy. So even if it's outside a lot, like I have the Stay Spooky bat sticker that I think was maybe the 6th sticker from the sticker club that has been on my car, which like the front of my house in the summer, it is like someone is trying to kill ants with a magnifying glass like every afternoon. And that sticker is like almost as good as it was the day that it went on my car. So the being outside half a year thing is not a problem. However, all of that said, I keep 1 or 2 of every sticker design so that I can like have them to photograph and stuff, like when I need to update or like I get a better phone camera and I'm going to take new pictures of all of the stickers. So I am going to just mail you another one, letter writer. So you'll have 2 and you can use one of them and you can keep the other until you die. If you want to, that's fine.
I love that Lark's... What a great thing to mail this person another sticker. I was literally thinking the same thing because I still have mine in a folder with the rest of
Oh, you guys use your stickers.
I have a problem with being like, but it needs to go someplace.
It doesn't. Put it on a water bottle, put it on a mug, put it on a journal. I have a stack of drawers from IKEA that I keep. Actually, that's where the stickers live. That I just like when we get a new sticker made and I'm like, I don't have space on my laptop or a new water bottle or anything. I just like slap it on the side of there. Use your stickers. But yes, and here it is, listeners, watchers, people watching the video. This is the sticker in question. It will be in the mail to this listener the day that this goes up. Because thank you. This is such a kind question. But also all of you, use your stickers. They exist to make you happy.
It's hard. But yeah. I have a just sticker on my nightstand I look at all the time. It makes me laugh. So it doesn't have to be stuck anywhere. You could just set it out to look at.
That's true. Yeah. Scatter them about the house.
Mm-hmm.
All right.